The U.S. Supreme Court will hear a case between the NCAA and a group of college athletes over restrictions on education-related compensation. Topic we hear a lot about these days. A group of football and men's and women's basketball players filed that lawsuit saying the NCAA rules on benefit limits violates federal antitrust laws. The athletes argue that without the limits, they would be compensated at a level more in proportion with their value to their schools. The Supreme Court will hear this case in the spring of 2021. News Nation anchor Nicole Burley is here with more on this tonight for us. Nicole?
Well, Marnie, athlete compensation has been debated for decades with strong arguments on both sides. In the spring, the Supreme Court could issue a ruling that fundamentally transforms college athletics. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court agreed to tackle the issue of college athletes and compensation. Long debated whether student athletes should get a share of the money made off of their images and hard work.
This is a multi-million-dollar industry, a billion-dollar industry if you look at TV rights.
San Diego-based sports attorney Alex Ozols says that could mean a nationwide change to compensation for student athletes.
Paid internships, musical instruments, attendance, scholarships, stuff like that.
The NCAA has long faced criticism for not allowing athletes to accept compensation in addition to a free education, while many school athletic programs bring in millions of dollars in revenue. NBA superstar LeBron James even weighed in to Ben Golliver with the Washington Post.
Pretty much that 23 jersey would have got sold all over the place without my name on the back, but everybody would have known the likeness. My body would have been on the NCAA basketball game 2004. Me and my mom didn't have anything. We wouldn't have been able to benefit at all from it. And the university would have been able to capitalize on everything.
Ozols says the court could ultimately further change how collegiate athletes are compensated.
Basically, the biggest thing was likeness of these people. If they're in a commercial or something like that, or in a video game, they need to be paid for their likeness.
The money's brought in by football players predominantly, and also basketball players.
Historian and Arizona State University professor Victoria Jackson is a former college athlete.
With the Sun Devils, I earned a national title in the 10,000 meters on the track.
Jackson is in favor of athlete compensation and says it's important to look at the racial dynamics at play.
If you look to athletes in the non-revenue sports, they're disproportionately white. If you look to the athletes in the revenue-generating sports, they're disproportionately black.
The NCAA did not make a spokesperson available, but did say in a statement, quote, "We are pleased the U.S. Supreme Court will review the NCAA's right to provide student athletes with the educational benefits they need to succeed in school and beyond. The NCAA and its members continue to believe that college campuses should be able to improve the student-athlete experience without facing never-ending litigation regarding these changes. At least 25 states have considered legislation allowing athletes to profit from their likeness, which could be impacted by the Supreme Court's ruling next year.
For a lot of these people, yeah, I mean, this would encourage them to stay in school, go out their full term, and not even think about the NBA.
And obviously it extends to more than the NBA as well. The Supreme Court set to hear those arguments this spring, which means the justices will issue a decision before the term ends in the summer. Marnie?
Nicole, thank you. And we wanted to know what you at home thought about this issue. So we asked, should college athletes be paid? Here's some of what you had to say.
If I'm bringing revenue for somebody else, no matter if I'm getting recruited or not, if I'm being given a scholarship or not, if I'm putting my life, not just life, but how would I say, my well-being at risk for a sport that I love, no matter if I love it or not, I should be compensated, especially how they're making millions of dollars off of my name, off of the jersey, off of the stats, off of the hard blood, sweat, and tears and effort that I put in. I feel like I should get compensated.
I think the athletes deserve to get paid at the end of the day. Or they just bring in so much to the school. Lots with recruitment, and winning titles is a big deal in the culture of a school.
People make money off of them, so they should get paid for what they're doing, or at the very least have their own brands and stuff.
As always, we appreciate hearing from you, and we'd like to hear from you more. Reach us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and you can always send a comment through our free News Nation Now app or our website.
There's more than words.